That voice, which just issued commands to execute armies and empires, couldn't belong to that innocent face of a woman who was in her teddy bear silk pajamas in front of him. Wine, darling, you're back. I've been waiting for you. Jungkook was convinced. He only got to find out the truth because she wanted him to. Wan walked up to him and started to undo his tie like nothing had happened. Jungkook grabbed her wrists and jerked them off himself, nothing like how he used to treat her. Wan's expressions fell. She looked genuinely sad, like a lost puppy rejected by its owner. Wan, don't be too mad. Despite everything, we still love each other. JK, my love was a lie for a woman who was innocent and had no clue of what this word really meant. But since it was all a lie, my love doesn't need to exist anymore. He took a step back and removed his coat. JK, tell me the truth, and I mean the truth. Things haven't hit him yet. A woman he could die without, there was a great chance of all of her existence was fake. It was supposed to break him apart, but he couldn't process. He couldn't accept the truth. Wine, it is the truth, Jungkook. My love for you is the truth. I saw you in an event 5 years ago and fell for you, but upon digging into you, I found out you only wanted a woman who is innocent and doesn't belong to this world. I wasn't that. JK, so you decided to manipulate me. Is that your way of love, Miss Executioner? One, you would never accept me as who I am, would you? JK, I would not. He spat. Despite how much he loved her, yes, he would not. Jungkook took a seat and felt his palm turning sweaty by everything unfolding. JK, tell me everything, Wine. What is going on? Why is there assassination attacks? What is this Stygian Crown planning? And why are you the leader? Wine and Jungkook had been married for 2 years now. 1 year before they had dated, and 2 years before this whole timeline, Wine found him and planned to win him over by hook or by crook. Wine, it is for you, my love. There's too many loopholes in modern Empire. According to my sources, there have been alliances made in the shadows to surprise attack the Empire on larger scale soon in the future. It offended Jungkook. Loopholes. In his empire, which excels in military and mines, JK, and how reliant those sources of yours are. Wine smiled and her eyes still reflected the same innocence and sparkles as they did always whenever they looked at him. Wine, more than my existence, darling, they're not allowed to make mistakes. And they know, when it comes to anything relating you, it's a torture worse than death. They wouldn't dare. Jungkook scoffed out in disbelief. Wine, I'm only helping you. JK, helping me by surrounding me from each side and now even planning to take over the weapon market, where we clearly are at the top. What else have you planned? He suddenly felt like a child complaining about tough competition. He couldn't believe his own words. One, if someone can take over you, then you have the loopholes, my love. One, did these recent events not make you fix the ports department, where you found out about the possible betrayal which was being planned? You also uncovered the weakness in the shipping department, which wouldn't be found without a potential loss. The search for more veteran warriors is also a need. One, I believe you gave out that order today. Zeke, right. You found those out without moving a finger. Makes sense. After all, you lead the biggest empire. His voice was filled with venom. Zeke, that makes us enemies. One's eyes widened and she patted to him like the sweetest angel with puppy eyes, yet they looked genuine, truly truthful. One, don't say things like that. I cannot bear the thought of that. He kept seated, his eyes red from anger and betrayal, and fingers curled. His head tilted up to meet the eyes of the woman, those eyes he loved. His heart kept telling him to give up, yet his mind was not ready to allow him to be manipulated him. Jake, as long as an empire stands above me, they are my enemies. And the only way it will end is when one of us falls. He spat, unable to stay any further, and marched out of the room. Wine rushed after him like a child running after their candy, while calling out his name. Jungkook kept his peace, his ears ringing from everything going on, but his steps halted when he heard a gunshot. A bullet ran right past his ear. A dead body few feet away from him, a gun in his wife's hand still raised. The smoke coming out of the barrel, her eyes were finally, for the first time tonight, was of a woman he couldn't recognize. Finally, his heart got to see who she truly was. At the sound of the gunshot, the security rushed. The chaos spread and Sihun arrived. Sihun, the front lines are under attack. The enemy has breached inside. He looked at Wyan, and by the look of it, it couldn't be the Stygian Crown. Normally, at a time like this, his first ever thought would be to take her somewhere safe, but right now, he just turned and rushed to take over the command. Wyan moved her gun down and eyed the man who tried to hurt her husband, now laying in his own pool of blood. She pressed the inner piece attached to her ear. Her eyes filled with a sort of venom which could engulf the whole wood in its entirety. Wine, there is an attack. My lady, the alert reached us 15 minutes ago. The army troops are already there by the sidelines. Give the permission to send them in. Wine, Jungkook found out the truth. No need to hold back. I want each of them dead and every detail behind the attack by the next half an hour. Yes, my lady. The man replied before the call disconnected. When Wine stepped out, she found herself in a complete war zone. Men screaming, fighting, and bullets being shot like some toys. Within a minute, the army from Stygian Crown arrived, and while Jungkook thought they were going to attack them, they only helped. As soon as they arrived, it wasn't a war anymore. They had already won, not needing to lift a finger anymore. Standing in the middle of a bloodbath, Jungkook turned towards one who had no intentions other than keeping him safe. A woman he always wanted to protect, now he was protected by her. Hands down, he would have won the war without her help, but the casualties would be immense. Tonight, they emerged victorious without anyone dying. After an hour, while the situation had calmed, the men had been removing the bodies, the injured were treated, and Jungkook had been briefed about the whole situation. Sihun brought a man. A tall man looking to be in his early 30s, composed and armed, stood at a distance and bowed before Vine. My lady, is how he greeted her. Vine found out her right hand man had been alerted about something fishy going on long ago and took the flight to Korea. Vine was seated beside Jungkook's couch. The man then turned to Jungkook and bowed again. Jungkook had seen this guy before. He had to work a whole damn month to secure a meeting with him. Now that man was bowing to him. Jamin. It was as per the reports. Four clans are involved behind this attack. The alliance was made last year for this specific purpose to take down Mortal Imperium's leader. The leaders are under the custody. How shall I deal with them? Jungkook was impressed by how fast Stygian Crown worked. Not only were they aware of the attack hours before its execution, they even prepared the military, gathered information, and handled everything without a life lost. One, boil each of them until nothing remains. Jimin bowed, but Jungkook interrupted. JK, I'm aware Stygian Crown captured them, but the attack was against my empire. You don't get to keep or deal with them all by yourself. Jamin didn't reply but watched. The way his lady's words had always been the last one to be spoken. After her command, no one has ever spoken a word except now, and the result was something no one besides Jungkook could ever produce. Ryan took a seat beside him and attached herself to his arm and pouted like a child winning for her cake. Why, but baby, they dared to go against you. They deserve nothing less than that. Jungkook looked away and scoffed. Jamie took a step back and walked away with one command to follow: boil them until nothing remains. JK, stop babying me. Wine, why? Jungkook glared. Wine placed her chin against his arm and blinked her eyes cutely. Wine, I've lied a lot, but my love for you is real. I would do anything for you. JK, even betray me? Wine. I'm sorry. I truly am, but I'll never lie again. I will never hide anything from you. I promise. Please forgive me this time. JK, I'm not interested in a woman who leads an empire bigger than mine. Wine. I know. That's why I lied. She stomped her foot, and Jungkook scoffed in disbelief. Which one of her behavior was he supposed to believe it? He pulled back his arm and stormed away. Wine rushed after him before he could slam the door shut. She slipped inside and screamed in victory. He groaned and laid in his side, wanting some time alone, but didn't feel like he was getting any. That lady he once believed he could swing with his one arm attached herself to him like a koala. Wine, can we talk? Ziggy, I want to sleep. Wine, don't be a baby. Let's talk it out. Jungkook scoffed and turned towards her. Rage weight 10 out of 10. Wine smiled satisfied. Ziggy, my lady, do you not have any work considering you lead such a huge empire? How are you away from your country and work for 3 years now? Don't you even think I'll ever save you or give you any shelter if you're attacked overnight? A playful expression appeared on her lips as she moved herself over him. One, since my love has always wanted a woman who is pure of this world, I've been making arrangements. Zeke, what kind? One, don't be mad when I say this, okay? But to seal the holes in Mortem Imperium and in my Imperium to have it ruled by my husband. The expressions on Jungkook's face dropped. This was more absurd than finding the wife's identity. Zeke, you have gone mad. One, for you. In her eyes, he only found one thing, which was obsession. An obsession to go to any lengths to the one she was obsessed with. And she was powerful enough to do that. Jungkook was a weak man in love. Even in this moment, his hands twitched to hold her. And he knew no matter how much he resisted, at the end he will be the one giving up. Because unlike his weakness, that obsession in her eyes could rival hell and layers beneath. Wine moved her face in his neck, laying on top of him, and kissed his cheek. Wine, let's sleep tonight. You have been staying awake for days now. JK, so the mighty lady finally decided to have some mercy. Shall I be grateful? Wine chuckled. So you want some massage? I am great at it. JK, just sleep. With a happy pout, she slept in the arms of the one she loved the most, and Jungkook didn't push her anymore. Vine wasn't simply obsessed with him, she loved him beyond he could ever imagine. She was the most powerful and most wealthy person to exist yet. He became the reason for her entire existence the day her eyes fell on him. Despite the lies, she would never do anything to hurt him. He hadn't accepted her yet, but maybe he was going to let her pursue him and see how far the obsession goes. Basically, he was playing with fire and didn't mind himself burning.